Just last year we took the risk and purchased this CNC laser cutter. It's an incredible addition to our workshop, and prior to this we had no experience with CNC machining, only with 3D printers. So all of this is new to us. I wanted to make electric motorcycle frame for a long time, and I didn't just want to be doing everything by hand, cutting and grinding. It's tedious and the accuracy is just not there. I knew if I want to do this, I want to set up well for this whole process first. And that's when the CNC comes in place. You can see how efficient and beautiful the production is. It just cuts this whole sheet with all the hole cutouts in one go. We can just mine frames from the sheet like this. This is a CNC press brake. It's a simple device only allowing us to pre-program bending sequences, so we can take this flat metal sheet and bend it in a sequence to create structural frame with minimum amount of welding. It's very satisfying to work on and watch it perform predefined angles and predefined stoppers. This is a small sophisticated part that I'm cutting right now. It creates a little space on the top of the frame where we hide the charging cable, and it's also a structural part supporting that whole head and front fork of the bike. It's a sophisticated little unit. When you imagine when you land or when you brake hard, there is a lot of stress on the front fork. And we have this very cool multi-band single part that is making the whole head much more structurally sound. The bending is just so satisfying. You can see the back gauges. They always move to where you need them, so it's just a breeze making parts like this. And you can see the accuracy, it looks spot on the way we 3D model it. This is another part, this thicker metal, it's 3mm, and we use this to spread the load from the motor and swing arm and also from the rider. It's a very important structural part, and again, press brake makes it instantly three-dimensional structural part. The difference is that flat metal sheet is not strong on its own when you wanna stress it because it bends, but the moment you close the profile like this, it becomes very stiff, very sturdy, and right away it's very usable for structural parts. I just can't get over the machine, it's incredible. You can see these two parts where they come into place into that whole frame. Isn't that incredible how quickly and easily a frame can be done with minimum amount of welding? I love it. And now I'm testing the 3D printed battery holders to see how they fit inside of that frame. And we're gonna have 2 stacks of battery packs on the top of each other. That's gonna be one big battery, and I'm just checking out how much space we have and what we can do with this. Throughout the year we installed this crane, and it's been such a joy in the workshop. I see everybody always smiling when we can use it, because this is a very heavy sheet, and you can see the ease how single person can with a magnet just pick it up, load it to the machine, and cut whatever is necessary. So back days when we didn't have the crane, I would have to plan for my weekend work and always load these heavy sheets on Friday when guys were around. This is very cool bracket that holds the motor and holds the rear shock and the swing arm. It's much thicker metal, as you can see, and we purposely have big cutouts to minimize the necessary weight. We simulated all of this in a software. We know that it can easily withstand all the necessary stress from riding these bikes. And again, because it's a 2-dimensional sheet cutout on a laser, it's minimum processing. Don't they look sexy? And here I am testing welding some of the first frames. We have these jigs that make it very easy, so you can rotate and access all the parts from all the angles. It's just beautiful conditions to make something work with ease. Bit of a post-processing. We did 3 frames at a time to properly stress test them. Throughout the time when we started implementing some of the changes, I started focusing on this seat post. I didn't like the look before, so I started sketching and using Photoshop to manipulate the shapes and geometry. As soon as I came up with the right shape, Pavel took over and made it possible to CNC process on the laser cutter. Big benefit of this machine is the tube cutting. You can see the laser head moves all the way to the left, where the chuck just grabs on any profile. It can be square tubing, it can be round tubing, it can be L-shape. Pretty much anything we can grab in there. Cut the miters, cut the holes, cut the angles. We can do seriously whatever we want. It's very convenient for swing arms and for the whole subframe. Again, the option to repeat the same model is just worth every dollar. This is the whole subframe, and that just keeps blowing my mind up until today. Because look at this whole long tube. Pavel is holding it with one hand like a boss, and you can see the laser just notching out the miters, exactly the angle we need, and then in the following step you will see the assembly. This technology is so good, especially for creatives like ourselves. I personally have this as a fun, playful activities, but obviously this has a bigger purpose than just toying. And you can see Pavel closing all the miters. This is like an adult Lego that he folds all of these miters, closes them, and creates the subframe for Havoc with ease. Another jig we made previously. You can see how I'm positioning it to the jig with Adam, our apprentice, helping me out, and it's just a breeze. This is another cutout that is part of the subframe. It's supporting kind of a leg, if I can call it this way. And look at the elegant solution, how Pavel can just bend it in hands like this and then puts it in place. Always fits perfectly. And you can see the finished welded subframe. I absolutely dig this design, I think it looks incredible. It was my goal at the beginning that I wanted this subframe to be like a modern art. This is a very impressive skill development because Pavel started TIG welding I think 2 or 3 months ago. He's been responsible for all the frame welding, sucking it up for the team. And I can tell this is impressive skill development. Now he has it for a lifetime. And here the new subframe requires new seat design, so I have few sketches and I can start working on prototyping the new seat. Oh yes, kittens, our favorite. We're cutting the plastic sheets. This is the technique we developed for mud guards. That is very simple jigs. We are just using propane to heat up the plastic, and this is a little jig for vacuum forming I made before. I use 2 vacuum cleaners and just suck the air out. It copies the shape of the mold, and then I'm just cooling it with the compressed air, and pretty quickly I can take it off and cut the mudguard out of it. There's a lot of offcut on all of these, but it's still the cheapest way how to make mudguards, so I take it for now. This is Dominic assembling to the jig the swing arm and just welding it together. Again, this is a very convenient way how to always have the same high quality swing arms for this frame. Here is our current set with 3D printers, and one of the beautiful models is this 3D printed flexible door inspired by probably Apple with their covers for iPads. So it is magnetic, it is very convenient, and here is me and Pavel just deciding, tweaking the design, and we're moving to assembly. Here guys are inserting the inserts into the head of the frame. That's usually the first phase. You see the motor being mounted in there and Pavel installing the 333 clamps. Here is Matthew again doing the wiring. The right guy is Peter. He's our latest addition to the team. Absolutely brilliant mind. Loves sorting out problems and coming up with creative ideas how to make things better. I'm very proud of these guys, how good spirit we've been having at the workshop. Very friendly. It feels like a group of people just hanging out together and having a common goal, being stronger as a team than just sprinkled around as individuals. So I'm very grateful for all of these guys. We recently started making our own rotors, so we use very specific metal for this. I drew a design and now we're just mining the whole sheet and bringing it for hardening. So the reason was we couldn't find big enough rotors for the front wheel, so that pushed us to make our own, and obviously I'm happy that we can put the laser cutter in use. So here's a new version of Havoc. We are playing with the adjustable subframe. This is still raw, without the powder coating, and we tested this as a prototype and we actually ended up using the subframe adjustability on every single model. This is a big potential for improvement, but for now these two pins on each side are very simple and efficient solution for one-time adjustment. Currently we are offering 4 positions of adjustability for all the rider heights. And you see this is finally powder coated frame. It looks incredible in my opinion without the bottom cover on. And we finally can demonstrate what this beast is about. I absolutely love the sound.
Does it break?
The power and torque is so aggressive and it feels like dominating every terrain.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is electric power.
It's been a lot of fun designing Havoc past few months, but certainly riding is the best job on all of this. Always the meaningful riding, like you're not just riding around wasting time maybe, but it always feels so much more meaningful when I'm always like testing something or tweaking and always have a bigger meaning. And then the riding becomes kind of like extra bonus, special condition for the job. And then you actually ride this latest tech. I love it. I always love testing out and having this cycle of improvements. How we always target different detail that needs some improvements. So overall in time, this really accumulates to much bigger complexity and a much more detailed sophistication. It's fun for the first time to be gradually improving one single product. The technology we have here is really good base because the controllers are very stable and have a great features. Motor doesn't even close reach out to maximum rated temperatures and cools down really fast. And the battery with the bus bars, with the way we make them, I can feel how much kind of a sharper or more poisonous throttle there is, because we don't have a big voltage sag. So really on a throttle I can feel the difference on the weak and a strong battery, and this one is really good. Thank you for making it all the way to the end. I'm very proud of the setup we've built and the cycle of improvements, and this is our final product, and I'm just very proud to show you behind the scenes how the production can develop and how with our consistency we were able to make the right conditions for the group of creatives we are. And I'm just proud to show what we were able to do, and I hope you appreciate the time it takes to put all of this together. So thank you very much. Here's a photo of our team, and leave us a comment. What do you think about this? We're a group of creatives and we always work on cool projects like this. If you would like to see more, subscribe to this channel, and if you would like to own one of these Havocs, just go to the website linked in the description of this video. Take care guys, see you next time.